Hello. Today we're talking about the Real Housewives of Orange County season 18 season finale. Let's jump right in. The episode opens up with the girls all back in Orange County from their London trip, and Emily and Gina go axe throwing. Emily says Shannon ended up flying home on a different flight by herself from London, and she feels really bad. So if you remember, they had a huge blow up at that luncheon. Her and Tamara got into like a screaming match and she left. Apparently she took her own flight. Gina says she's not that upset with Shannon about her trying to dig up stuff on her and Travis because Shannon is trying to work on herself. And she says that the difference between Shannon and Tamara is that Tamara's not working on herself and that she apologizes and then has the same behavior. I mean, I honestly don't know why Gina isn't more upset with Shannon about the whole digging up Travis thing, but then they flash back to Gina and Shannon at the park a day earlier, and Shannon is apologizing to Gina about the whole situation. That needed to happen. Jen shows up to join them with the axe throwing and shows off her big new engagement ring. Jen said that her and Ryan got engaged when they went to the Bahamas right after London. She seems really excited and really happy. Shannon joins the axe throwing party as well. And the girls actually look pretty cute axe throwing, if I do say so myself. Like these like hot OC girls like throwing these badass axes. I love it. Jen tells the girls that she is going to have an engagement party to celebrate her engagement. Alexis is throwing it. It's going to be a fun party. It's going to be like a tacky bridesmaid dress party, which is a really cute idea. So Alexis heads over to Tamara's house to chat about everything and the London trip. Alexis tells Tamara that she thinks John is going to propose soon because they went ring shopping. Then they cut to the joint interview with Alexis and John says he has never been more confident in something in his life and that him and Alexis will be together for the rest of their lives. Then they cut to some clips of him saying the same thing about Shannon, which is hysterical. Tamara says that she's in a bad place with Jen right now and she's really upset because like Jen's getting engaged and she wants to be there for her, and it's all because of Shannon. It's Shannon's fault that she's in a bad place with Jen, which is not true. But then Tamara says that she's never done a background check in her life, which I don't believe that. Gina talks a little bit more about how hard Travis's ex is making their lives and they're like separated households. Travis and Gina are having a conversation about it and how they're living in separate households, and Travis says he wishes instead of Gina pulling away from the situation, he would like lean into it. That's how he would like his relationship to go. But Travis like seems really like supportive and just like a really nice guy. Like he's like, do what you need to do, Gina. I just wish that you would like lean into this relationship more instead of like being like, oh, I need space from it. But it's their relationship, not mine. The girls are all getting ready for the tacky bridesmaid dress party, and of course Shannon gives us a little hilarious moment. She's lying down in the car and she's like, I don't want to get wrinkles on the dress, so she's like lying down in the car on the way to the party. It's pretty cute. All the girls arrive to the tacky dress party and talk about how tacky or not tacky their dresses are. Some of them look cute, some of them look tacky. I think they all look great. Jen arrives to the party and looks absolutely adorable. She's wearing like a white like ruffle top with like a pink skirt. It's so cute. She's just so pretty. Jen says in her interview that she is so grateful that she has the partnership that she has with Ryan, and she's so excited about their relationship, which is really sweet. Tamara tells Gina that she is not going to drink anymore because she doesn't like her behavior when she drinks. I think she's alluding to on camera, especially that dinner where she was telling everybody about the FBI and Ryan, how she was very drunk. I think she's like, I don't want to be drunk on camera anymore, which that's one thing. Like if I was on a reality show, I could never be drunk on camera. I'd be like, did I say something? If like, was I like, there's no way you could get me to be drunk on camera. Like, that's documented for life. Gina says in her interview that Tamara always wants to burn everyone else's bridges down, but never wants to talk about her own stuff, which I think is very true. Like Tamara brings up everybody else's stuff to be relevant on the show, but she doesn't want to talk about her stuff, like her kids and her estranged kids and like all that stuff. She's like, I can't talk about it. I don't want to talk about it, but let's talk about you. Like, what did Shannon do? What did, you know what I mean? I totally agree with Gina. Emily approaches Katie about Katie talking about her boys, saying Heather is a bad person. So they'll remember the whole like Katie's daughter babysitting Emily's kids. So anyway, Emily approaches Katie about that. Emily says that she thinks that it was Katie's daughter that said that to Emily's boys, her boys. And Katie denies it and says, well, that's what her daughter told her. The boys told Katie's daughter. So she needs to have a conversation with her daughter. And then they cut to Katie and her 6-year-old son having dinner. They're like talking about their day. And the 6-year-old son was like, was Heather being a jerk to you again for the 100th time? Like on camera. So like what? I think Katie was just caught in a lie. Like she obviously does talk crap about Heather. So she was probably talking crap about Heather to her daughter, who talked crap about Heather to Emily's kids. Just saying. Heather says she is done with Katie and she's just done with her like coming after her, just over it completely. Katie then calls Heather a liar alluding to the paparazzi photos, and said that Heather swore on her kids that she didn't call the paparazzi and lied about it. But then she turns in and apologizes to Emily about the whole situation with her kids, with her sons. I feel like I don't know if Katie is doing all this stuff to like just be relevant on the show, or if this is like her real personality. Because I feel like I would like Katie. She seems really sweet, but then like she's just a liar. Tamara runs over to give Jen a hug and tell her that she's happy for her. Jen says in her interview that it does not matter if Shannon was involved or not with the whole Orion situation, but she believes Shannon when she apologizes, and she doesn't when Tamara apologizes. That's kind of what Gina said. Tamara's trying to apologize to Jen about talking about the FBI, Katie's party. Jen says to Tamara's face that she can't trust her anymore, like basically what she just said in her interview. She says it to her face. Tamara says she's not trying to fight with Jen right now at her party, and maybe she just walk away. And Jen's like, yeah, why don't you just go ahead and walk away? So Tamara does. The girls all take a group picture, and as they're all standing there, Shannon confronts Tamara about blasting her the entire London trip. And then Shannon, of course, walks off. Shannon actually runs into Matt, Katie's husband, and he says maybe it's time to take a walk away from the situation. And I'm assuming he's talking about the show. And Shannon does not like that. She gets very upset. She's like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You don't know me. So then Shannon goes up to Katie and says that your husband was so inappropriate just now. And Katie's like, what did he say? What did he say? Then Johnny J's car pulls up to the party, apparently to pick up Alexis, but still, he has to make an appearance on camera, of course. He like gets out of the car, like there's a screenshot, there's a shot of him getting out of the car, because he didn't have to. He could have just like quietly picked up Alexis. So then Emily tells Shannon that John has just pulled up, and Shannon says, she did not take my man, she took my problem, which I think is so cute that Shannon's like taking the high road and is like, I'm over it, like go ahead, Alexis, you go, like, take him, he's a mess, whatever, I'm over it. I think Shannon's like really turning a leaf. So it's the end of the party, and Emily is drunk and falls into the bush, which is really funny. Like, I remember in like beginning seasons that Emily would like have one glass of champagne, which is very like, and I'm sure it was like, she was mortified to be drunk on camera. Now she's just letting it all hang out. And I like Emily now. I didn't like her in the beginning seasons, but I like her now because she is so real. So I don't know. I just think it's a cute moment when she falls into the bush when she's drunk. So the episode is wrapping up, and they hit us with some hard-hitting headlines about Ryan being a part of a gambling scheme. So I do remember when all this news broke, it was like big news. It was right after Jen and Ryan's engagement. And then like this news broke that he was a part of this gambling scheme. It was being like in this huge like court case. So then they cut to Tamara, Emily, Heather, and Alexis meeting up for lunch to talk about it. Emily says that there's $16 million that arrived in Ryan's account, and he doesn't know where it came from, or like can't account for it, allegedly. Meanwhile, Jen goes over to Katie's house to meet up with her and Gina to talk about the situation. So Jen's sitting there and she's like, I just trust this man. Like, I don't believe this is true. But she's obviously like really scared. She's sitting there in the kitchen with Gina and Katie, and she's like crying. I think she's really scared that she's making the wrong moves because she moved in with this man. She's like has her whole life in this man's hands, and now he's in this huge like court case. It's very public. So she's like trying to be strong and be like, I love this man, but I think she's like terrified on the inside. Like, what did I get myself into? What's happening? So that's how the season ends. I hope you enjoyed my recap. What did you think about the episode? I will link down below a playlist to all the other episodes in this season. Hit that subscribe button to check out all my other recaps. And thank you so much for joining me. And I will check you on the next one.